Shotgun. Build lots. First. Yes! No! Oh, he was popping off and I couldn't shut up. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not sorry. That was awesome.
With the help of video games, we have been able to become a god, lost in their ways. We have fought wars, both before and after our time. We've watched combat evolve. We have seen the rise and fall of the Jedi Order. We've been forced to make choices of life and death. We've seen changes to the world that we never thought possible. We have built many worlds from the ground up, just to start again. We've watched our loved ones die in our hands. We have fought endless battles. We've made lifelong friends in the strangest places. We teamed up with galactic rangers. We've run at the speed of light. We've played sports at a world-class level. We have witnessed countless fatalities. And we have become heroes.
What's Christmas bill?
Reality bites, so being able to immerse yourself in another world and forget about how bad everything is good. I can fucking swear, sweet.
Wow. That's... yeah.
Pog champ.
It's a mixture of escapism and like the social aspect. So, like, who doesn't want to be a space god in Destiny, like shooting missiles and things?
Well, now that I remember back to it, it doesn't even feel like a video game. It felt like something we actually did together because it was every single day I was playing the same game over and over again. You get so into it that you kind of forget that it's not you.
I got into video games when I was roughly 5 years old, I would say.
Probably at the age of like 5, so like that would be 97.
When I was about 6 or 7.
When I was very young.
I think it was my 10th birthday. I got, after nagging for like a full year, a DS Lite from my parents for my birthday.
When I was about maybe 7.
5 or 6. I got into video games, I would have been about 8 years old, so...
I was very young when I started playing video games. 2000 something, early 2000s was when I started playing video games for myself.
35 years ago. Give or take. The first time I actually started playing was on other people's systems because my parents were too tight to buy a console, so playing Double Dragons at some friends down the road.
I got a PS1, like a hand-me-down, basically played that.
I got Ratchet & Clank 3, first of all.
Alex Kidd in Miracle World, I think it was called, where with the fist, giant fist. I think that's where Ren and Stimpy must have got it from.
You're an idiot.
And then got a PS2. That was probably more of my introduction to video games. The Wii though, in about 2008 was probably the biggest introduction.
The first video games I started playing was at other people's houses.
I never thought a game about a Lombax with a backpack that's a robot would be so entertaining, but it was, and I was hooked. I was hooked from Ratchet & Clank 3, and then I went back and I played Ratchet & Clank 1, 2, and then Gladiator. I was hooked.
I think I still play video games because it's a form of escapism, I guess.
Kind of, yeah, more like a habit now, something to do instead of going out.
If I'm going to be honest here, it's more like of an escape from reality. It also just, feels like I'm a part of it, like helping me escape, and really just feels like I'm in a world that I'm not in.
I always found games like Crash Bandicoot to be quite challenging as a small child, so I think that kind of drive to want to participate in more complicated things later on just kind of carried through.
Being a baker for a period of time there, having nights where I had to sleep because I had to get up early was a good means of being able to do something that wasn't just sit there in front of a TV and watch something over and over and over and over.
I've always had like dreams and stuff being like, oh yeah, I want to be in this world. I want to be the protagonist of this world and save the world and be the hero.
Being able to lose myself in a fantasy situation where I'm just fully committed to figuring out what's going on.
A big cherished memory for me is playing through The Last of Us 1 and The Last of Us 2 just before my son was born. It was a very emotional roller coaster.
A cherished memory I have with video games is Animal Crossing. When it came out and we all went into lockdown, most of my friends are in the United States and my family's in the United States.
One of my more recent moments with Final Fantasy XIV, of which probably most of my cherished moments are from, but most recently they brought out this big story patch, and my friends all stayed up really late at night playing it.
Being a dad and also trying to manage his needs and then still being a good partner and not spend too much time staring at the telly is, we'll say, interesting is a good word for it.
Suddenly we could actually visit each other and go to each other's islands in a way that I hadn't been able to do since I moved. I haven't been able to visit my friends. I get very emotional about it, but I got to go to their islands and see them and go fishing with them.
We got to the last fight, which was, to put simply, the best fight in the game, hands down, ever. It was full of throwbacks to the original Final Fantasy.
Trying to fit time in for video games is a struggle, but we try and make do as best we can.
It was a community I hadn't had in a really long time.
We wiped so many times trying to clear it. The music was great. Everything was just amazing. And then, it was just a really amazing experience to do with everyone.
Whether you want to escape reality, hunt for achievements, or just do some cool stuff with your friends,
Oh, nice! That looks so cool from up here.
we are all one community. We are gamers.